Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a quick look at Fantom, which is a fan favorite of my community. And I can see why, because it's an awesome coin. In fact, this is a coin we've been invested in for some time with a swing trade position, and we almost got filled here right at about 316. It came up to like 315.70 or something crazy. So we'll get filled soon. Don't you worry. We'll take a look as to why, but I'm not a financial advisor if you're new to the channel, just so you understand that. I just love teaching people how to trade. I've been trading for over 15 years. This is my passion. I really, truly do love helping people become better financially. And I hope you can learn a thing or two here today. I've got a trading community as well, link in the description below for that. Just regarding a place in which you can kind of live, eat, breathe, sleep crypto. It's kind of a cool experience. And in fact, it's one of the best experiences I've ever had. And it makes all the difference that I have such an amazing population, right? So if you go ahead and consider joining, of course, you'll be benefited with, swing trade signals, day trade signals. I also have a trading academy I'm rolling out with next month, or basically at the end of the month, so right around February 1st, effectively, or late January, and that'll help walk you through every step of the way, become a bit better trader. Okay, so anyways, check that out in your own time. Take a look here at Fantom. Let's go ahead and look at the obvious stuff and work our way down. We can go ahead and theorize, and also too, just to note, we usually look Bitcoin. I recommend you always look at Bitcoin first. I've looked at it, of course, but I can tell you that it's pretty much stuck on stupid between 46 and 47,000. It'll be like that for a little while. It's a strange consolidation channel right now that works the super strong support. But when the price goes up, everything else jumps up, and the price goes down, everything else drops down. The key is to look for coins that are moving independent from Bitcoin, and Fantom is one of those. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look here. Now, on the one-day chart, we've got both moving averages here well below the price action. We've known that for a while. That's all well and good. Those are support levels. We've also got RSI up over 70. I know it sounds weird, but I like to celebrate, and I really enjoy and like when RSI is over 70 on the one-day chart. Call me crazy, but it really helps you understand that there's strong bullish momentum. Yes, it's considered to be overbought, but if you look at everything else and you kind of understand that this is a coin that's on fire, then this doesn't really matter. This almost works as a support level where 70 on the RSI, the price comes back down, it'll probably bounce. And what we can probably see too is that 70 on the RSI is very much reflective of $2.81 on the price action, which is a major key level Fibonacci retracement line. Again, not an exact science, but that's generally what we're seeing here, where the price kind of passed that point a couple of days ago, and it hasn't even come down to test it yet. It's just continued to progress upwards. So it's all good stuff there, but we can see a little bit of resistance here around 299, but keep this in mind, Bitcoin did sell off recently, at least a little bit, and that caused Fantom to lose a little bit of momentum. So even though Fantom is mostly independent of Bitcoin, it's still very reliant on Bitcoin's success and not dropping below 46,000. I think we tested 45.5 recently, and that caused Fantom to slow down a little bit. So just bear in mind, if Fantom's doing just little dips like this, when Bitcoin and other coins are doing significant ones, what kind of potential is there, right? Probably a lot of big, long-term potential, which is why we have a swing trade open as a community, okay? So just something to try to understand there. Looking at the 4-hour chart, we can see the 50-day simple moving average working as a nice support level. So that will continue to progress upwards here. So inevitably, if the price were to consolidate and go sideways for some time, we will see the price effectively bounce off that as a strong likelihood, considering the fact that it's done very good in the past, working as a support. So it should continue to maintain that as well, okay? So 200 is also trailing behind, which is fantastic. We've got the RSI back under 70. I prefer the RSI on the 4-hour chart to be lower, at least under 70. So that way we get that relaxation, that calm down, so to speak. So I'd even be happy if the price comes down and bounces off this key level support here at 280. Excuse me, at 280, and then we see the price bounce off of 50 on the RSI. A lot of times you can see a key level support working as a 50 on the RSI. Again, something to kind of consider. But there's no doubt that we do have a MACD potential bearish divergence. But that basically just means that the bulls are losing control and the bears are potentially gaining control. And there's no guarantees. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to open a short position and sell your position, of course. It just means that there's a potential change in momentum, right? And that change in momentum is okay if we have a consolidation that's necessary, which we have right now. We need consolidation. So all in all, I think we're in good shape here still. I'm not concerned with that at all. I like the fact that we're a bit overextended in certain ways, and it does actually kind of help feed that fire, that flame, so to speak, to continue to push the price action higher. Because once again, when you look at the big picture here, we're not quite at all-time high range. Yes, we're getting close. The price of 316 is essentially right where the one-day candlestick had closed, right? So that is a key level resistance. So we got to expect that. But at this point in time, it's going to continue to test and likely reject until it passes that threshold and can close above on the 1-day chart. Okay, so we're waiting for that to happen. But right now we got the price kind of transitioning downwards. Let's go ahead and see TD sequential how far in we are. We're at about a 6. We have potential of just say 3 to 7 more hours worth of bearish divergence and potential consolidation. I'd love it if the price come down to 280 and bounces off that support, because we can see how strong this worked. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well, somewhere in the range of almost, approximately 5. Technically, actually only 2 if you look at it without TD sequential, but you can see that the price is consolidating right at that level, right? Really close to that Fibonacci retracement line. So it's kind of reaffirming that as a strong support. All good stuff here. Looking at and I'm sure we're probably going to get an Ishimoku cloud bounce or potential bounce, because right now the cloud's telling us we want to sell or trim our position, right? In other words, we've lost that momentum. The lagging span traveled into the price action. Now the conversion line's still above the baseline. That's a positive, and we also have the price still above the cloud. So if the price stays above the cloud, which is likelihood, then we could see that, basically a turnaround essentially, and within about 24 hours get another buy signal to go long. That could happen. But again, you got to understand we have a MACD divergence on the 4-hour chart. We've got the price digressing here right now in the 1 hour. So there's no doubt that it flew too close to the sun, if that makes any sense, and that is a key level resistance at 316. In retrospect, I probably should have set it to 315 for our profit target, based on the simple fact that that was a key level resistance. But if I understand correctly, some people that use KuCoin got filled and others did not. So it's kind of unfortunate there. That does happen with differences in exchanges, but regardless of that sentiment, I do think we're going to be able to see that here soon. We have all the good patterns, minus the fact that, of course, we have a micro time frame, in other words, a short-term time frame, telling us we're seeing a turnaround. No surprise there. You see how close to that resistance it got. But Fantom is showing significant strength, and it's definitely doing very well overall with everything else. The macro looks very good. So I don't see any reason why we won't see that push higher. It will probably test that resistance level a few times. So if you have an open position right now, sure, go ahead and maybe trim your position when the price comes back closer to 310, 315. I definitely recommend you don't get greedy, but on the same accord, I think 316 is still very realistic. I think we're going to get to see that tested again. I doubt this is the first time it's going to, just the first and only time it's going to hit that level and turn around. Okay, because you got to understand too, like when we hit this price point here back in November, Bitcoin is doing very well. Okay, and look at what it's doing right now, and Bitcoin is doing poorly. Can you imagine how much better Fantom will be doing once we have some, less fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the market? That's going to take Fantom and push it higher, faster. It's going to be the next Solana in the sense of just taking off, and I would venture to guess we're going to probably see in the range of $6 to $10 within the next year or two. I think that's very realistic. So this should be a hodl coin for you. Don't feel like you're missing out. Yes, it's true that it was half the price of only a few months ago, but it's all well and good. It's showing great momentum strength, and I think that we got to celebrate that. In fact, let me take a quick look at one last thing here. We are at a 6 on the 1 day, so we literally still have a good 3 to 7 days worth of bullish continuation. So I think that we're still going to see the price continue to test 316. It might test it again and reject a couple more times, but I don't think it's done trying, So I think we're looking good here. So all good stuff there. We got a nice key level supports. I don't see anything adverse or negative here. But again, I would recommend, if you're not currently invested in this, consider taking a position in your HODL account, or perhaps a long-term swing trade, because I do think that the likelihood of it bouncing back and continuing past that resistance level is very, very high. So I hope you learned a thing or two here today. Of course, if you did, comment below if you want. If not, that's okay too. Consider becoming a community member, of course. We are growing past 400 members at this time, and it's an amazing experience. I look forward to hopefully getting to know you better and working with you directly. I hope you have a great rest of your day too, if nothing else. Thanks again for your time. We'll see you soon.